So children, in this lecture we will study how we can represent irrational number on number line. I just told you irrational number means root 2, root 3, root 5, root 8, root 10, root 17 and so many numbers are there you have to represent. Okay, I just want to tell you some important points. If you know this point, if you understood this point, then you can very easily represent it on number line. We will apply Pythagoras theorem. Pythagoras theorem. What is Pythagoras theorem? As you all know, Pythagoras theorem is applied when we have right angle triangle. So this is 90 degree, okay, and this is called hypotenuse. The side opposite to the 90 degree is called hypotenuse, and this is perpendicular P, and this is suppose B. So what this Pythagoras theorem states, that hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. Now whatever questions you are asked, like suppose if you are asked represent root 2 on number line, then root 2 will become hypotenuse. What I said, if you are asked represent root 2 on the number line, then you will consider root 2 as a hypotenuse. If you are asked represent root 3 on the number line, then root 3 will be hypotenuse, and in the same way in other cases too. Now I am just going to tell one important key point. What in this case hypotenuse will be whatever you will be asked to represent. Now this perpendicular distance, it will always be 1 unit. Here unit means it can be centimeter, okay, kilometer, millimeter, whatever. B means base. So base you have to find. B means base, and base we don't know. So I will tell you how will you know the base. Okay, some key points that will help you to represent, okay, irrational numbers. So key points. What are the key points? Just try to understand. As we all know, this is right angle triangle, and this is hypotenuse, this is base, and this is perpendicular. And we know according to the Pythagoras theorem, perpendicular square plus base square is equal to hypotenuse square. So we will apply this Pythagoras theorem to represent irrational numbers. So how? I just told you perpendicular is always taken as 1 unit. Suppose I took 1 unit. Suppose if I took base also at 1 unit, then what I will have? 1 square plus 1 square, it will be 2. Okay. So can I write this 2 as root 2 ka square? It means that hypotenuse will be taken as root 2. Now again I am going to take perpendicular as 1 unit, but base at 2 unit. So what I will have? 1 square means 1 plus 2 square means 4, 4 plus 1 5, so 5. So can I write this root 5 ka square? Now when we represent root 5 on the number line, then we will take base at 2 and perpendicular at 1 unit. Okay. Now again if I took perpendicular at 1 unit and base at 3 unit, so what will be? 1 square plus 9, 10. So can I write this under root 10 ka square? So when I have to represent root 10 on number line, in that case base will be at 3 unit and perpendicular will be at 1 unit. Now next one, if I took perpendicular at 1 unit and base at 4 unit, so what I will have? 1 square plus this 4 square means 16, 16 plus 1 17, this will be 17. So can I write this 17 square? So if I have to represent root 17 on number line, then I will take base at 4 unit and perpendicular at 1 unit. So these are the key points, and in base at 5 square unit, then you will get different type of irrational numbers. Okay. So let's first I will tell you that how will you represent all these irrational numbers. Suppose I have to represent root 2 on number line. What I will do? So first I will draw a line. You can draw a line of any length, okay, and at equal distance I will mark 0. After that at equal distance it will be considered as 1 unit, and next equal distance I will take 2, and next I will take equal distance at 3. So you can take at equal distance, but it will be considered at 1 unit, and this is next 1 unit, this is next 1 unit. Okay. Now you have to represent root 2. Just see, base is at 1 unit. So this is 1 unit, this was the initial point. So this is 1 unit, I reach here. So I will draw perpendicular line on this point. Okay. So what I will do, I will use compass, a protractor. Suppose I am taking protractor, I think you all know how to draw it. Just you will put here, your protractor you will put here, and you will mark at 90 degree. Okay. And I will draw a line. I just draw a line here. I just draw a line here. Suppose this point at 1 unit I just took as A. Okay. Now this is base 1 unit. Now I have to take perpendicular distance at 1 unit. So what will you do? You will take your compass and you will measure with your compass. Take your compass and measure this distance and put your compass here and mark one arc. You will cut one arc here. So join this point B with this initial point. Okay. This. Just see, this is 1 unit. This is 1 unit. So when you will apply Pythagoras theorem in right triangle OAB, what will be Pythagoras theorem? OB का square is equal to OA square plus AB square. So OB means we have to find OB is equal to OA means 1 square plus 1 square. So OB is equal to 1 plus 1, OB is equal to OB square is equal to 2, OB is equal root 2. So this will be root 2, but I have to represent it on number line. So what I will do, I will take the compass and I will measure this distance I will measure, and I will drop an arc here. I will drop an arc like this. This is compass and I will drop an arc like this. Okay. Suppose if I will drop the arc, it will cut somewhere here. So this point where it will cut the number line, this will be what? Point C, and this will represent root 2. Now I am going to tell how to represent root 5. Represent root 5 on the number line. Let's see how will you do it. Again you will do the same thing. You will draw a line. Okay, and you will mark 0, 1, 2, 3 at equal distance. Will be considered as 1 unit. This is next 1 unit. This is next 1 unit. But you will always take it at equal distance only. Now you see here this key point. Here you have to just represent root 5. In this case base is at 2. So you will take this point. Okay, and you will draw 90 degree on 2. Again you will use the compass. You will use your compass. You will put here and make it. So I am going to make it. This is what? This is 90 degree. Now what you have to do? Now base is 2. Take it as A. This OA is 2 unit. Okay. Now you have to take perpendicular as 1 unit. So again you will 1 unit distance is how much? This is 1 unit only. You will not take this, you will take this only. You will mark an arc using your compass. That must be of 1 unit. Now you will, suppose this is B. Now you will join this initial point with this B. Okay. Now you will measure this distance using your compass and you will drop. You will use this distance, you will drop one arc here. So suppose this intersect number line at C. This is point A. So this will represent, this is what? This is total 2 unit. This is total 1 unit. So when you will apply Pythagoras theorem, this will be 2 square plus 1. It will be root 5. So this will represent root 5. Root 5 means 2 point something. So see, this is after 2. Now let's see this. Represent root 10 on the number line. Again you will do the same thing. You will draw a line. Okay, and you will write number. Suppose this is 0 at equal distance. Again I am saying it must be at equal distance, but you will consider it as 1 unit. This is 1 unit, this is 1 unit, this is 1 unit. Now here the base is 3. So you will mark at 3, suppose this point. At 3 you will draw perpendicular line. Suppose I draw using the compass a protractor, I just suppose I use the cutter, I just draw a perpendicular line. Now what next you have to do? Perpendicular is 1 unit. So again you will measure this distance. This is 1 unit, not whole. This is 1 unit because total is 3 unit. So this is 1 unit. You will just measure with your help of your compass and you will put here and you will mark here. This is 1 unit. Suppose this point is A and where it cuts the perpendicular line, that is B. Now you join this initial point with this B. Okay, now you will take your compass again and you will measure this OB. OB distance you will measure, you will drop an arc and where it will intersect the number line, that will be suppose point C and it will represent root 10. Root 10 means 3 point something. You can see after 3 it is. So this is the way to represent root 10. Suppose you have to represent root 17. How will you represent? You will draw a line, you will mark 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 at equal distance. Okay. Now here base is at 4. So you will consider this point, okay, because it is 4 here. You take it as A and you will draw perpendicular line on this A. So you will draw using your protractor or compass. 90 degree you will draw. Now perpendicular distance is 1 unit. So 1 unit means this is 1 unit. So you will take this, you will measure this using your compass and you will cut an arc here and you will join this initial point. Suppose this point is B with this B. Now you will take your compass, measure this length and you will drop an arc here and where it will cut the number line, that will represent root 17. Root 17 means 4 point something. You can see after 4 it is. This is the way to represent root 2, root 5, root 10 and root 17. Okay.